If someone told you that roads could be built using old tires, roads that are cheaper, stronger, and better for the environment, you might laugh, or think it's a wild science fiction concept. But in the heart of West Africa, in a country not often found on the front page of global headlines, a bold experiment is taking place that is rewriting the rules of infrastructure development. This is not a joke. This is Burkina Faso, and this is the story of how Captain Ibrahim Traore, a leader known for his fearless stance against neocolonialism and foreign dependency, is transforming discarded waste into a revolutionary road-building solution that's drawing the eyes of engineers, environmentalists, and policymakers around the world. Let's dive into this compelling story, how one of the world's poorest nations is laying the foundation for a sustainable, self-reliant future using nothing more than rubber, cement, and vision. A country trapped in a cycle of neglect. For decades, Burkina Faso has battled some of the most severe developmental challenges in Africa. Poor infrastructure, unreliable electricity, food insecurity, and lack of access to basic healthcare were everyday realities for millions. Among the most visible signs of neglect were its broken, unpaved, and dangerous roads. When the rainy season arrived, entire highways would dissolve into muddy traps. In the dry season, the sun's intensity would crack and disintegrate the already weak surfaces. These road conditions did more than just cause inconvenience, they cut off villages from cities, delayed emergency services, and made school commutes unsafe for children. In many rural areas, transport time between markets and hospitals would stretch from 30 minutes to over 6 hours, depending on the terrain. Foreign aid kept coming, and with it came consultants, contracts, and imported materials. But the results? Minimal, unsustainable, and heavily dependent on foreign donors. Something had to change. Ibrahim Traore's revolutionary thinking, from trash to treasure. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the youngest president in Africa, didn't want to continue this cycle of dependency. Known for his populist appeal and anti-colonial rhetoric, Traore took a more radical, homegrown approach: look inward, use what's already available, and solve problems the African way. His government's attention soon turned to a surprising source of waste: discarded rubber tires. Millions of old tires are dumped each year across Africa. They pile up in landfills, fill back alleys, clog rivers, and even get burned for fuel, releasing toxic chemicals into the air. But in these piles of trash, Traore saw something else, a building block for something far more powerful than a landfill: a new road system. How tire roads work: simple, yet ingenious. The method developed under Traore's leadership is refreshingly simple. 1. Discarded tires are collected from across the country, often by local youth groups, unemployed workers, or community volunteers. 2. The tires are cleaned, inspected, and sorted by size. 3. These tires are then arranged in flat, interlocking layers along planned road paths. 4. A special cement mixture is poured over them. This cement has been engineered to bond with rubber and withstand temperature changes, humidity, and rain. The result? Roads that are 40% cheaper to build, last longer, and resist cracking. These tire-based roads absorb vibrations from vehicles and can even withstand minor earthquakes or heavy flooding, conditions that would damage traditional asphalt or concrete roads. Environmental benefits: a green revolution in infrastructure. The environmental benefits of this approach are profound. Millions of tires that would otherwise pollute land and water are now reused, giving them a second life. Burning of tires, a common practice in many areas for cheap fuel, is reduced, cutting down harmful emissions. By eliminating the need for bitumen, a petroleum-based product used in asphalt, Burkina Faso has significantly reduced its carbon footprint. Local natural habitats are preserved, as fewer resources are extracted for traditional road-building materials. Moreover, this strategy allows urban planning and expansion without increasing pressure on the environment, a critical need in the era of climate change. Job creation and empowerment of the youth. What started as a novel environmental solution soon became an economic lifeline. In just 2 years, thousands of jobs have been created. Tire collectors, tire cleaning crews, road construction workers, engineers and civil planners, maintenance crews. But perhaps more important is the sense of ownership this has instilled among local communities. Instead of waiting for foreign companies or aid organizations to build roads, people are now actively involved in building their future, using local knowledge and skills. Young engineers, many of whom were unemployed or underpaid, are now leading construction teams and training others. Local women's cooperatives have even taken part, organizing tire collection units and supervising project areas. It's more than job creation, it's a shift in national psychology. Replacing imports with local ingenuity. Another quiet victory lies in economic independence. Burkina Faso previously relied heavily on imports, bitumen, steel reinforcement bars, machinery parts, just to construct a few kilometers of paved roads. These materials were expensive, and the payments drained the country's limited foreign exchange reserves. Now, by using discarded tires, a locally available, abundant, and previously worthless resource, the nation has sharply reduced import dependency. What once was a symbol of poverty and pollution has become a tool of freedom and pride. The regional inspiration, Africa pays attention. News of this road revolution has spread like wildfire across Africa. Delegations from Mali, Chad, and Niger have visited Burkina Faso to study the tire road system. Engineers from Kenya and Ethiopia are exploring pilot projects in their own rural areas. South African universities are researching the long-term durability of these roads, and how the cement formula could be adapted to local materials. Even European environmental think tanks have hailed the initiative as an eco-road model that could be applied in low-traffic urban areas, refugee camps, and rural settlements in both developing and developed nations. Traore's model has even been discussed in United Nations climate forums, praised for its grassroots innovation and replicability. Beyond roads, solar cities and artificial rivers. But Ibrahim Traore's ambition doesn't stop at roads. His administration is focused on total transformation, not just of transportation, but of energy, water, and agriculture. The Solar City. One of the boldest projects currently underway is a massive solar city, a modern urban settlement being built entirely off-grid. Every home, hospital, school, and factory in this city will run on solar energy. In a country where 70% of the population once lived without reliable electricity, this is more than a dream, it's a necessity. Children will study under LED lights, not lanterns. Mothers will cook on electric stoves, not firewood. Entrepreneurs will run shops, clinics, and small industries powered by the sun. The artificial canal system. Water scarcity has always haunted Burkina Faso's agriculture. Farmers depended on rainfall, which was irregular due to climate change. Traore's response. Artificial canals that redirect and distribute water to farmlands, ensuring year-round irrigation. Now, Vast areas once barren are blooming with wheat, corn, rice, tomatoes, bananas, peppers. This agricultural revolution has reduced food imports, improved national food security, and opened doors for agricultural exports to nearby countries. A leader of the people, a vision for the world. Ibrahim Traore's leadership style is not based on power for its own sake. It is rooted in a desire to uplift the dignity of the average Burkinabe citizen, to break the chains of foreign dependency and prove that real development doesn't require begging, but bold thinking and national unity. His message is clear: Africa doesn't need saviors. It needs leaders with courage. And in Burkina Faso, the results are visible. A message to the world. Burkina Faso's tire road revolution is not just about rubber, cement, and engineering. It's about belief. Belief that solutions to the world's toughest problems may come not from billion-dollar labs in New York or Tokyo, but from a dusty village in West Africa, where discarded tires become bridges to a better tomorrow. This story isn't just for Africans. It's for every struggling nation. Every young engineer with big dreams. Every community looking to turn waste into wealth. And every leader wondering how to inspire real change without waiting for foreign handouts. What do you think? Which part of this story inspired you the most? The tire roads? The solar-powered cities? The artificial canals? Or the philosophy behind it all? Let us know in the comments. And if you believe this story deserves global attention, share it with your friends, your family, and your community. Because if Burkina Faso can do it, anyone can. Change is possible. It just takes a little courage and a lot of old tires. Subscribe for more inspiring stories from across Africa and beyond. Tap the bell icon and don't miss what's coming next.